Well, the Trump administration is proposing a change that could cut deeply into federal funding for Planned Parenthood and abortions. A new rule would make family planning clinics that provide abortion services or referrals for abortions ineligible for Title X government funding. The $260 million program is for family planning, and the administration's position, well, it's that abortion, it's not family planning, it's ending. Predictably, abortion supporters and activists are outraged by the rule change. Listen.
When you remove this federal funding and women do not have access to contraception or legal and safe abortion, unsafe abortions happen. Women die.
It removes the guarantees we all count on that our doctors are going to do the best for us that they possibly can, and not what politicians and government censors tell them to say.
This is an issue that should enrage the American public, particularly women, because it's an attack on them. I don't know why members of Congress feel like it's their job to tell women what to do with their health care.
It's an attack. Well, here to debate the effects of the change are conservative columnist Kristin Tate, she's in Houston, and Fox News contributor Jehmu Greene in Austin. Thank you both for being here. Appreciate it. So, Kristin, let me start with you. I presume you're excited by this change. And why did it? George W. Bush was pro-life. Is there a reason that administration didn't make this move and this one did?
Well, they should have, Pete, but I just want to make a quick point. This is not about making abortion illegal or stripping women of their rights. This is simply about separating taxpayer funds from abortion operations. In fact, Planned Parenthood wouldn't even be stripped of their funds if they simply agreed to disentangle their taxpayer money from abortions as family planning. But nobody actually thinks Planned Parenthood is going to stop with their abortions. This is a group that calls itself a women's health organization, but performs an increasingly small number of actual health services and makes the vast majority of its money from abortions. Last year alone, they performed well over 300,000 abortions, and they're able to mask their true priorities, of course, with the help of Democrats and the mainstream media. Meanwhile, millions of Christians are being forced to subsidize this group, even though they think abortion is wrong and murder.
Jehmu, is that simply...
So this is a good move by Trump.
Simply the argument that, hey, Planned Parenthood can, and a lot of us believe, unfortunately, conduct abortions, but they can't do it on the taxpayer dime. And that's the line that we're drawing here.
Well, Pete, they're not doing it on the taxpayer dime. There is a law in place, the Hyde Amendment, that makes it very clear that federal funds can't be used for abortion.
This is effectively the enforcement of the Hyde Amendment. No, I just want to clarify. This is the enforcement of the Hyde Amendment.
The Hyde Amendment is enforced, and Planned Parenthood meticulously makes sure that they are following those rules. But to your first question around the outrage, I guess, that you mentioned is coming from the left, I think what is outrageous here is that no one would be surprised if President Trump himself hadn't personally funded multiple abortions, and through this ruling is trying to take away.
You're just tossing that out.
I have no evidence, but I'm saying no one would be surprised.
How can you go on national TV and say that?
Would you be surprised, Kristin?
Why would I speculate about that background on anybody, Jehmu? It's inappropriate to speculate on anyone's background.
Hold on, this is the height of irresponsibility.
Go ahead,
this man, President Trump, has made a ruling that is going to take away many women's access to basic health care, and he's done it for political reasons. He's done it for political reasons to turn out Republicans in the midterm elections. So there's an understanding I have from that part. But when you look at the consequences of that decision, consequences that he probably did not have to face in his position, where he said he went through the Vietnam War era.
Okay, so now you're talking about the Vietnam War era. But the point, I don't know how we got to Vietnam
his here. Vietnam was escaping STDs.
The only Vietnam happening right now are the 800 abortions that happen every single day.
In the
lives that go unlived.
Pete,
Kristin,
if I can just get a word in here. So every time we talk about defunding Planned Parenthood, Jehmu and her friends on the left, they just launch these irresponsible misinformation campaigns. For example, in 2011, when Texas defunded Planned Parenthood, the left looked tirelessly for non-existent
care.
Hold on, Jehmu. They looked tirelessly for non-existent information about a public health crisis in the state, when in fact, that since 2011, public health has been on the upswing in Texas. We've seen fewer teen abortions, fewer teen pregnancies, and there has been no wave of unwanted or unexpected pregnancies as far as we can see.
I'm so glad, Kristin,
this is just
brought
part
that up.
of this narrative on the left. This is all part of a narrative on the left to scare women. This is a narrative on the left to scare women and treat them as though they are some sort of special interest group. It's a shallow attempt by the left to get women voters, and it does not work.
Jehmu, you got 20 seconds.
I'm so glad she brought up the fact that we are at a 30-year low for unintended pregnancies and a historic low for teenage pregnancies. And through this rule, I don't understand the president, this administration that really cares about records so much, they are going to walk that progress back that has come through the health care that Planned Parenthood provides to low-income women, the STD testing, the cancer screenings, the breast exams.
Planned Parenthood does less than 2% of cancer screening in America today. They do less than 2% of breast exams in America today. It turns out women are smart enough to get those things when necessary. Just because taxpayer dollars shouldn't be funding abortions. 41% of the women who receive Title X funding go to Planned Parenthood centers for health care. That's a fact.
I just want to point one thing out. Jehmu is correct. Jehmu is correct that abortions have declined. But that is not, abortions have not declined over the last few decades because of Planned Parenthood. They have declined because public sentiment, and also we've seen people as a whole in this country turn more towards the pro-life movement.
Well, that's right. And technology has shown us what a fetus looks like, and it's a life. So, hey, thank you both very much.
Planned Parenthood has done a good job with sex education. That's why.
We're going to have to leave it right there. The debate will rage on. You know that. Well, has President Trump suddenly made a big change in his approach to North Korea? We've got some details for you next.